Good morning to everyone. I am Dr. K. Vijay Kumar, Associate Professor, Public Administration, Government City College, Hyderabad. Today, our topic is Public Choice Approach. Public Choice Approach. In this topic, these are the subtopics: objectives, introduction, and background of public choice approach. Then meaning of public choice approach. Then features and assumptions. Then William Nixon's views on public choice approach. Then government in the new right perspective. Then the works of political economics. Then the nature of public goods and services. Then public choice approach and competition. Public choice approach and competition. Then constitution choice and collective action. Then majority vote and social preferences, and some main important recommendations. Some main recommendations for public choice approach. Then lastly, conclusions. These are the subtopics we are going to discuss in this topic, that is public choice approach. Then objectives of the public choice approach. Describe the basic contours of public choice approach. Then explain the important contributors of this approach. Then identify the important features of public choice approach. Then explain the nature of goods and services. Then examine the William Nixon's views on public choice approach. These are the main objectives of the public choice approach. Then introduction. Public choice approach is related to the basic theoretical traditions in public administration. Public choice approach is related to the basic theoretical traditions in public administration. Then in practice, remarkable changes took place as the governments in the West sought to adopt new technologies, new societal demands, and develop competitions. Then it leads to a search for new paradigms a public administration like New Public Administration (NPA) and public choice approach and critical theory and NPM. NPM means New Public Management. Public choice approach, it leads to a search for new paradigms of public administration. These new paradigms are NPA, New Public Administration, public choice approach, critical theory, and NPM. In our topic, earlier topics, we are discussed already NPA, New Public Administration, in Minnobrooks 1, 2, 3, and NPM also we are discussed New Public Management. Then now we are in the New Public Choice approach. Then this approach leads to attack on state monopoly for effective delivery of public goods and services and forwards the idea of institutional pluralism to satisfy the consumers. The public choice approach is related to the basic theoretical traditions in public administration. The evolutionary aspects of public administration have generally been concerned with efficiency. Public administration have been concerned with the efficiency and effectiveness and economy. The idea is to see that administration becomes result oriented and productive by spending resources optimally. Public administration has been fascinated by Wilsonian search for a science of public administration, science of administration at the close of 19th century. In practice, remarkable changes took place as the governments in the West sought to adopt new technologies, new societal demands, and develop competitions. This led to a search for new paradigms of public administration like New Public Administration, public choice theory, critical theory, and new public management, etc. The public choice approach to study of public goods and services and forwards the idea of institutional pluralism to satisfy the consumers. James Buchanan, Gordon Tullock, Vincent Ostrom, and William Nexanen are the principal exponents of this approach. James Buchanan, Gordon Tullock, Vincent Ostrom, and William Niskanen are the principal exponents of this approach. The public choice theory or approach has been propounded by William Niskanen in 1971 and Vincent Ostrom in 1974 has been these two people are proponed William Niskanen and Vincent Ostrom of this public choice theory. These two people propounded by its theory. Ostrom has been critical of the dominant governing organization theory, which emphasized on integration of public responsibility following reduction of decision centers and strengthening of the executive. Ostrom, while espousing the value of efficiency, questioned the belief that hierarchy is necessary the most efficient form of organization. According to Ostrom, he is optimistic that hierarchy is necessarily the most efficient form of organization. Moreover, he is optimistic that democratic decision making and efficiency within public organizations are not necessary incompatible values. For Ostrom, democratic administration is to be valued preciously because it is the most efficient form of administration. The Ostrom sought bureaucracy replacement by this public choice theory. According to him, Ostrom sought bureaucracy's replacement by this public choice theory. This is an alternative paradigm and involves multiple decision centers. Power distribution, power diffusion, and market discipline, overlapping jurisdictions, and advantages in the public choice theory. This theory, public choice theory, has been propounded by William Nixon, Niskanen 1971 and Vincent Ostrom 1974. And James Buchanan, Gordon Tullock are the principal exponents of this approach. This is the introduction of the public choice approach. Then background, meaning and background. Background. The public choice school opposes the domination of political bureaucratic combine over the society in the name of general will or public interest. The proponents of this approach question the assumptions that bureaucracy is neutral and rational. According to them, actually bureaucrats are self-arrangedizing, manipulate the public resources and have their own interest different from the public interest. After all, the both bureaucrats and politicians are human beings, and so they behave as utility maximizers. Politicians are interested only in the votes. The politico bureaucratic combine, instead of ensuring the provision of goods and services for the general public, often act out of the self interest. These so called civil servants act as the private vested interests and hijack the functioning of the government. Governments. Good administration, according to Wilson, will be hierarchically ordered in a system of graded ranks, subject to political direction by heads of the departments at the center of government. Government may differ in political principles reflected in their constitutions, but the principles of good administration are much the same in any system of government. The objective of the public administration were seen the management of men and material in the accomplishment of the purpose of the state. During the period following Simon challenges another community of scholars, predominantly political economists, who have been concerned with public investment and public expenditure decisions, have given the birth to the concept of public choice. The public choice approach is a critique of the bureaucratic model of administration and searches for an appropriate form of political organization which may meet the needs of the citizens of the post industrial age. In this new form, a variety of institutional arrangements are entrusted with the responsibility of providing goods and services to the citizens. This is the background of the public choice approach. Then the meaning and public choice approach. Meaning of the public choice approach. Public choice theory is the use economic tools to deal with traditional problems of political science. It is also closely related to social choice theory. Then public choice analysis has roots in positive analysis but is often used for normative purpose in order to identify a problem or to suggest improvements to constitutional rules. Vincent Ostrom, the protagonist the protagonist of the public choice approach, says that perfection in the hierarchical ordering of a professionally trained public services accountable to a single center of power will reduce the capacity of large administrative system. The public choice theory is the use of economic tool to deal with traditional problems of political science. It is also closely related to social choice theory, a mathematical approach to aggregation of individual interests, welfares, or votes. Its content include the study of political behavior. In political science, it is the subset of opposite political theory that studies self-interested agents self-interested agents, like for example voters, politicians, or bureaucrats bureaucrats and their interactions, which can be presented in a number of ways using, for example, standard constrained utility maximization, game theory or decision theory. Public choice analysis has roots in positive analysis, but is often used for normative purpose. What is and what ought to be, in order to identify a problem or to suggest improvements to constitutional rules, means constitutional economics. It was propounded by the scholars of economic discipline of 1960s. This theory opposes the bureaucratic model of administration. Public choice theory opposes the bureaucratic model of administration. Vincent Ostrom, the protagonist of public choice approach, says perfection in the hierarchical ordering of professionally trained public service accountable to a single center of power will reduce the capability of larger administrative system to respond diverse preference among citizens for many different public goods and services and cope with diverse environmental conditions. He further says a variety of different organizational arrangements can be used to provide different public goods and services. Such organizations can be coordinated through various multi organizational arrangements. The Ostrom's views about public choice approach reveals the this, that is, it opposes bureaucracy, declaring it as an anti-bureaucratic. According to him, means Ostrom, Vincent Ostrom, the public choice approach, it opposes bureaucracy, declaring it as an anti-bureaucratic. Then it favors decentralization and participation of masses in public administration. Public choice approach it favors decentralization and participation of masses in public administration. Nowadays it is occurs mostly in the administration in all areas. It believes in concept of institutional pluralism. The public choice approaches, it believes in the concept of institutional pluralism. It says decision making process should be democratic. In any government, the public choice approach, it says decision making process should be democratic. It should be democratic according to his views on public choice approach. Then it also opposes politics administrative dichotomy. Both are different. In early also, our father of public administration, Woodrow Wilson, also said both are separate. He opposes also. So nowadays, after that, he also, in according to his views on public choice approach, it is also opposes politics and administration dichotomy. Hierarchical ordering of the employees in the organization and monocentric administration. Hierarchical ordering of employees in the organization and monocentric administration. Public choice theory uses modern economic tools to study problems that are generally in the realm of political science from the perspective of political science. It explains how voters politicians and bureaucrats all act in rational self-interest, but which results in political decision making outcomes that conflicts with the preferences of the general public. Several public choice scholars have been awarded the even Nobel Prizes in economics, notably James Buchanan in 1986, along with others including George Stigler 1982 and Gary Becker 1992. Some considers public choice to be branch of economic concern, with the application of economic to the examination of non-market decision making. It has been developed by a number of eminent scholars in a variety of ways. It was also called as the economic theory of politics, the public theory of policy making, and the application of economics to politics. Public choice is a truly interdisciplinary topic, and it is an area in which economic and political factors interest. The public choice theory assumes that the behavior of the individual is rational. The term public choice was first coined in 1967 and gained importance in public administration in the 1970s. Public choice is defined by Dennis Mullett as the economic study of non-market decision making, or simply the application of economics to political science. When economics is applied to public administration, its focus is on efficiency and rationality according to public choice theory. The individual actor, example, i.e., public manager or a client, is a utility maximizer who attempts to increase the net benefits. This is the background and meaning of the public choice approach. Some main important features of the public choice approach. It is an anti-bureaucratic approach. The main feature is that it is an anti-bureaucratic approach and critic of bureaucratic model of administration also. Then it encourages institutional pluralism in the provision of public services. The public choice approach, it encourages institutional pluralism in the provision of public services. Then it supports plurality of government and public agencies on the ground of consumers' preferences. Then it applies economic logic to the problems of public services distribution. Then it stands for diverse decision making centers. Then it encourages more competition in the delivery of public services. Then it emphasizes on privatization or contracting how to reduce wastage. It emphasizes on privatization or contracting how to out contracting out to reduce wastage. It lays dissemination of on information for public benefit about the availability of alternatives to public services offered on a competitive basis and at competitive costs. These are the main important features of public choice approach. Then assumptions. Public choice theory is based on the following assumptions. It focuses on the individual assuming that the individual decision maker, like the traditional economic man, is rational, self interested, and seeks to maximize his or her own utilities. According to this view, individuals seek the greatest benefit at the least cost in any situation, acting to always seek the bigger possible benefits and the least costs in the decisions. People are basically egoistic, self regarding, and instrumental in their behavior. The public choice theory focuses on the idea of public goods as the output of public agencies. This can be distinguished from private goods in that a public good, like national defense, when provided to one person, will be provided to all. Then different kinds of decision rules or decision situations will result in different approaches to choosing making. For this reason, structuring decision rules to influence human choice and in turn human behavior is a key to the operations of public agencies and the governance systems more generally. The public agencies are viewed as a means for allocating decisions making capabilities in order to provide public goods and services responsive to the preference of individuals in different social contexts. It involves the application of economic models and approaches to non market circumstances, especially government and political science, so as to provide structures and incentives to guide human behavior. The theory contends that the role of public administration is to develop decentralized small scale service system at different levels of government. It believes that a mixture of economics and politics is an innovative way of restructuring the delivery of system. These are the assumptions of the public choice approach or theory. Then William Niskanen's views on public choice approach. William Niskanen's views on public choice approach. William Niskanen, the architect of Reaganomics, based on reducing the public spending taxes and governmental regulations and controlling the money supply. Niskanen, an academic economist, was best known for his contribution to public choice theory. Basically, he was a academic economist. He was best known for his contribution to the public choice theory or approach. His main contribution to propose a general rule of thumb known as the budget maximizing model, that bureaucrats will always attempt to maximize their own budget and as well as their power. The private sector, where managers have the incentives to improve production and rewarded profits, but it's not in government sector. William Niskanen, the architect of Reaganomics, means the economic program pursued by Ronald Reagan in those days, based on reducing public spending, taxes, and government regulation, and controlling the money supply. Niskanen, an academic economist, was best known for his contribution to public choice theory, a field that examines the choices made by bureaucracies based on the assumption that public officials, like private sector businessmen, generally act in their own self-interest. His main contribution set out in bureaucracy and representative government. His main contribution that in his book set out in bureaucracy and representative government, it was in 1971, was to propose a general rule of thumb known as the budget maximizing model, that bureaucrats will always attempt to maximize their own budget and power. Bureaucracies are difficult to monitor. That means they can either produce the goods or services for a specific budget or not at all. This perception is in part due to the difficulty of monitoring bureaus. Beyond that, output of bureaucracies is often difficult to measure measure, making it easier to present to the public a level of output that requires a specific budget. Unlike the private sector, where managers have the incentive to improve production and are rewarded for their efficiency by receiving higher profits, bureaucrats do not receive any such reward. Thus, the incentive of improving efficiency is not part of the bureaucratic institutional structure. Bureaucrats will seek larger and larger budgets under the gist of satisfying citizens. In addition, bureau- bureaus can appeal not only to satisfy the citizenry as a whole but often provide a good service that is specific to a special interest group. This is the views of William Niskanen on public choice approach. Then government in the new right perspective. The economic crisis of the capitalist world at the start of the 1980s has been matched by a determined shift in the ideology of economic policies. Friedman is known most for being an unabashed champion of the free market. He stood for the benefit of low taxes, the need to private and deregulate industry and services. The public choice approach evolved to minimize spending and maximize productivity. According to M. Friedman, the economic crisis of capitalist world at the start of the 1980s has been matched by a determined shift in the ideology of economic policies. The shift, misleading, abbreviated as a move from Keynesianism to monetarism, has accompanied the diverse new right policies. Like all ideologies and policies, this shift is supported and prompted by academic arguments. Friedman, a 1976 Nobel Prize winner, Friedman got Nobel Prize in 1976 for excellence in economics, has been one of the foremost advocates of economic freedom and free enterprises. He is known as most for being an unabashed, unabashed champion of the free market economy. His ideas are outlined in his Free to Choose. In his book Free to Choose 1980, he attacked the inefficiency of Keynesianism driven by Western governments and pointed to the glaring failure of state sponsored welfare measures. He stood for the benefit of low taxes, the need to denationalize, means privatize, and deregulate industry and services, and the abolition of rent controls, minimum wages, regional and industrial subsidies, and employment legislation. All the above are seen as barriers to the efficient working of market economy. Friedman argued that government's role should be limited to providing law and order, defense, and of essential services. Capitalism, the voluntary interaction between buyers and sellers of goods and services, created economic freedom, which in turn was essential for political freedom. Friedman advocates limited government. Friedman shares Thomas Jefferson's views that the government which governs the least is the best. As for this framework, any government should have just three primary functions, that is, maintenance of military defense, second one, enforcing contracts between individuals, and protecting citizens against crimes against themselves or their property. Friedman observes that when government, in pursuit of good intentions, tries to rearrange the economic, legislature, morality, or elf special interest, the costs come in inefficiency, lack of innovation, and loss of freedom. The government should be a reference, referee, not an active player. According to him, the government should be a referee, not a not an active player. So, government should confine some limited activities according to him, means Friedman. It is in this context that public choice approach evolved to minimize spending and maximizing productivity. This is the government in the new right perspective according to Friedman. He got Nobel Prize winner. He got Nobel Prize in 1976 for his excellence in economics. That's why he suggested some views. The government should confine some main important activities, that are maintenance of military defense, enforcing contracts between individuals, protecting citizens against crimes as well as against themselves or their property. Also, government should be a referee, not an active player. In this context, public choice approach evolved to minimize spending and maximize productivity. Then next class we will complete this public choice approach. Thank you.